Last time on Shadow Piece, the Strawhat Pirates and their followers have discussed the upcoming church reveal, strategized things for their upcoming war against the Blackbeard Pirates, and also talked about the imminent battle between the Revolutionary Army and the world government. And that is exactly what we will take a look at right now. The day the remaining punks arrived at the Revolutionary Army base was incredibly chaotic. They were still thinking about what they lost, but also the chance of shaping the future. Pythagoras, Atlas, and York died during the attack, so only Stella and 3 satellites are still alive. Many members present on this island are in awe after seeing the greatest scientist, but as soon as their commander of the West, Morley, passes them carrying a gigantic tube with a head inside of it, they drop on the floor, too shocked to even move. This is the one thing they managed to take with them before blowing up Egghead, the detached head of Vegapunk that continues to grow every single day. While Stella has met and talked with Dragon multiple times, in recent years it was only the first satellite, Shaka, that was in contact with the leader of the Revolutionary Army. One after the other, they enter a building where the remaining Revolutionary Army commanders are. Together with them, they also encounter Dragon and the Chief of Staff, Sabo. Sabo just recently returned after having barely escaped from an encounter with all 5 elders and even the one above. This, in combination with what happened in Lucia shortly after, has shaken the world and also made the sea levels rise. Without any hesitation, Dragon starts questioning the people that are now under his protection. Vegapunk, my condolences about losing Egghead and 3 satellites, but all things considered, you were still lucky. How did you even manage to safely escape? The punks sit down in a strategy room. Lilith instantly asks for a drink and food. Without York, they now have to eat again. Edison walks across the table with a map on it. Studying the plans of the Revolutionary Army is what he is the most curious about right now. That only leaves Stella and Shaka. The first satellite looks at the main body, expecting him to tell the story. However, he looks exhausted. Despite his brilliant mind, he is still an old man, and they went through a lot of trouble in these past few days, so he chooses to speak up himself. First of all, thank you for the hospitality, Dragon. Without you, I wouldn't know where else we could have gone. The atmosphere is tense, they all know what is approaching them, but the incoming disaster can't be stopped anymore. About how we managed to escape from Egghead, well, that wasn't luck. It was a perfectly executed plan with minor improvisation. Let me tell you all about it. Back on Egghead, before the Buster call arrived. Lilith claps Stassi on the back, laughing maniacally and praising her. Perfect job, Stassi! You caught those 2 completely off guard. That will give us some more time to prepare everything for a safe escape. Stassi simply nods. As an undercover agent and CP0, she has done many things, and right now she knocked out Lucci and Kaku with a single surprise attack. In a direct confrontation, she could not dream of taking on either of the 2, but as they could have never predicted her betrayal, it all worked out. She doesn't feel anything for them. She is simply here to follow Vegapunk's orders, even if they were for her to die. The mischievous female Vegapunk kept on kicking the 2 unconscious agents, until another version brings up a last scientific adventure on Egghead. Everybody is ready to burn the midnight oil to leave the world government with a surprise gift. However, before they can really start, they have to do something even more important. Firstly, turn Egghead Island into a ticking time bomb. And secondly, pull a lever that sends out a pod like a torpedo through the water. With this, they have sent out one secret project that nobody in the world knows about, that they created, that can act as a failsafe if they all end up dead. Now, a massive feeling of pressure has finally left them, and they can start sciencing. In a calm voice that just further strengthens the point, Shaka gives Stassi an order. Kill those 2, we just need their blood, and it would be dangerous for them to regain consciousness anyways. The other satellites and also Stella nod in agreement. It is the only reasonable thing to do. Unmoving targets, sitting ducks, whatever you want to call them. But in the end, it doesn't matter, as they are now taking their last pitiful breaths. Quickly, Edison gathers blood samples and also skin samples, putting them into a machine directly after. And then a string of instructions get thrown out by the main body. Shaka, turn on the Renacentia to 100%. Lilith, take out all the Lunarian elements and destroy those. Those guys will be regular humans. Edison, make sure to take out any world government related subordination and leave only the other parts. Like a well-oiled machine, all of them move. It really shows that they use the same brain despite being in different bodies. while continuing to order around his satellites. The Stellar himself is pressing countless buttons in a quick succession, pulling data from every corner until Edison finishes his first task. Devil Fruit data uploaded, Stellar. I will redirect them towards the cell generator. In 2 capsules, not far from them, 2 bodies are already starting to form. And from their faces, it's easy to recognize them. They are Lucci and Kaku. The next person to finish their objective is Lilith, but she doesn't wait for a follow-up order. That was the thing Stella wanted her to do, and now she goes on her own little side quests. From this moment, Stassi also understood what was going on. The punks are creating clone versions of the now dead CP0 agents to further infiltrate the government and most likely wreak havoc in the future. A plan that is only possible to be achieved by top tier scientists, especially in such a short time frame. Luckily enough, both of the agents were Sown Devil Fruit users, so they can even recreate the powers of them perfectly. Not even their mothers will be able to find a difference in these perfect clones. Every step goes smoother than the one before, and after some time Lilith returns with a small capsule, a storage system they were still developing, but it can at least hold up to 50 kilograms for a week before it malfunctions and releases everything inside of it. The other punks don't care what you put in there, they are in a time crunch and trust each other to not waste time on unnecessary things right now. In this pace they will already be long gone before the Buster Call would even arrive, and yet all of them still carry the fear of death inside of them. Using their technology, they prepared a ship that can't be tracked and departed as soon as possible. The last order for Stassi, Lucci and Kaku and all the Seraphim was to fight against each other when the Buster Call arrives, to make it seem like the punks used the Lunarian Warlord clones to open up their own escape path. This plan allows them to keep the 3 agents working for the world government and also let them destroy some of the Seraphim. It pains their heart as these young clones still have the mind of children, but the punks themselves have already committed so many atrocities that they want to at least keep such powerful clone warriors away from the world government's hands. And after they sneakily escaped, the Buster Call arrived. The sea was completely filled with warships, the amount surpassing any world government or marine attack in recorded history. 50 vice admirals, countless marine and cypherpole agents, even Admiral Kizaru himself was ordered to go to Egghead and kill Vegapunk and his satellites right there. Not many people know of Kizaru's past with Vegapunk, but his conflicted face is obvious for everyone. However, when they get closer and he returned from a short toilet break, his expression has changed a lot. It was much calmer. The soldiers thought to themselves that their admiral put on his game face, but the truth is actually quite different. Kizaru walks towards the front of the battleship he is on, looking at the future island of Egghead in front of him. Then he thinks to himself, Vegapunk, you sly fox. They really underestimated you, huh? I guess this will take even longer and affect even more people. Maybe it would have been better if you just died here. The reason why the Admiral was thinking that in the moment was because the Weaver card he has of Vegapunk is actually pointing away from Egghead right now, making it clear that the scientist already escaped. The mission assigned to the Admiral was specifically to kill Vegapunk and the satellites on Egghead. So until he receives a new order, his old friends will be safe. After all, he just follows orders. He is just a cog in the machine. One after the other, the ships get closer to their target. Every soldier anticipates a big battle, but what really happens surprised them all. However, what that is will only be revealed next week, so you have to come back for the next episode of Shadow Piece. Before I tell you how the Holy Province Kingdom arc concludes, we will visit this side story about the Egghead incident and the upcoming war between the Revolutionary Army and the world government. I hope you will enjoy it, but for now that is all from me for today. All that's left to be said is stay happy, stay healthy, and most importantly, stay cultured. Pyro out. Bye!